Hello again. This is Micah Royal, chaplain and spiritual counselor, here to share another meditation, mindfulness practice from another tradition that some of you might find helpful in finding peace of mind, rootedness, groundedness in this stressful time. The previous meditation I shared was inspired by the words of Zen Buddhist master Thich Nhat Hanh. Today's meditation is based on another tradition. It is based on a reflection called Guest House by Muslim poet Jalaluddin Rumi. And in a way, it's kind of appropriate as we shelter in our homes and in our houses because it focuses on our experience as a house, our experience of all of life. In it, Rumi calls us to recognize and accept all of our feelings, all of our experiences as part of us, whether they're pleasant or painful, and is each containing potential gifts that make up part of who we are and that can lead and teach us. And I think I wanted to share this type of meditation and Rumi's words because his experience is important right now. Now we are all having experiences, some of which are beautiful, like a stroll in the midst of our day, looking at bright and beautiful flowers, or more time with families, partners, people we care about as we shelter from home. But other times, they're hard. Fears, catching or spreading an illness, or of losing income, grieving at losing people you know, whether for a short period of time we can't see them, or long term as they pass or become sick. We sometimes just react to these without noticing them. If you're like me, you've probably done that this week with whoever you're sheltering at home with. But also, we can run from them. We can ignore them. We can pretend we aren't feeling what we're feeling. But the reality is, our feelings, both pleasant and painful, are there, whether we face them or not. And if we don't take care of them, if we don't pay attention to them, they'll often hijack us, like a weed in your garden that needed to be pulled up, or a plant that needed pruning. They'll often hijack us, rising up and causing us to react in ways that don't help and further our and other people's stress. But if we acknowledge them, they can actually help us and teach us about what's happening inside of us in our world. And here's Rumi's poem about this before I introduce the mindfulness practice that I share inspired by his poem. This being human, Rumi writes, is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He or she may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And here's my guest house meditation for you. To start, I'd like you to find a comfortable position to sit or stand. Me, I'm sitting in my comfortable office chair, but you consider stand whatever is comfortable for you. Take deep breaths, slowly letting the bottom of your lungs fill up, holding that air, that breath there, and slowly letting the breath leave you. Then repeat that breathing in, that holding your breath, and that breathing out throughout this meditation. And as you do that, as you begin to pay attention to how that feels, and as I said last time, if you get distracted, just notice that you're distracted and let that noticing be the return from recess bell that calls you into the breath you're focusing on. And in a moment, something else you'll be focusing on. Okay? Now, once you kind of have gotten used to focusing on your breath, and it'll take a little longer possibly than what we just did talking about it. Now I want you to hold your hands up to the sky, palms open like this, like you're trying to catch a raindrop on your hands, or maybe a leaf that falls gently in the sky, right? And as you do that, I want you to focus on what you feel in this moment. It might be irritation at the spiritual counselor or chaplain who's telling you to feel your feelings. It might be worry or anger or boredom or gratitude or laughter or delight or loneliness or peace of mind. Notice that feeling in your hand. Imagine that you are holding that feeling like it's a little leaf in your hand, whether pleasant or painful. Now focus on that feeling, letting it wash over you completely, even if it's a little scary, because you can let it go at any moment. You're in control of it. But feel all of that feeling, letting it wash over you. What does it bring up when you hold that feeling? What's easy about feeling all that? What is hard, maybe even terrifying or heartbreaking? Name that. Name each part in your mind. How does your body feel as you hold that symbolically in your hand? What does this feeling, whether pleasant or painful, teach you about your life, about your desires, about your hopes, about your needs, about your fears, about others, about your world? Now, as you're asking these questions, guess what? You get distracted. And you'll notice that you started to think on something else rather than what you're holding in your hand. And then when that happens, let that be the recess button, come back. But pay attention to each element of what that feeling is. Now, I told you you're in control. We're going to be able to let go. So if it's pleasant, that's great. You're not in no hurry. But if it's painful, it might be terrifying. Well, it's in your hand. It's something in your hand you can do well with. Let go. And so now I want you to, having fully felt the feeling, whatever it was, thought about what it teaches you, I want you to turn your hands over, palm down. And let the feeling go, imagining it as a leaf that rested gently on your palm, which you're now letting drift down out of your hand to the ground below. Breathe that feeling out, imagining it returning to the earth, and breathe in, imagining yourself opening to another experience. When you did that with that one feeling, now turn your palm back up. And now pay attention to what you feel. There's probably going to be something a little bit different. And pay attention to that other feeling. Usually I focus on the feeling in that moment, but sometimes I'll think about the feelings through the day, beginning from the start to the end, and do that with each part of the day. Either way, pay attention to another feeling. Imagine that it's a leaf you've caught in your palm, breathing in and breathing out, letting it washing over you, asking what it's teaching you from different sides, and then turning your palms down, returning it to the earth, realizing that it can teach you, but that feeling doesn't have to control you. You can make peace with it and yourself. And in this meditation, do this over and over again for several minutes about different kinds of feel experiences. And when you're done, you can end the meditation. You can end the meditation. This is a meditation that, for me at least, it helps me accept hard feelings, but also happy moments. It helps me realize the hard feeling will pass, and though it's hard to admit it, that the happy feeling will pass. And that both can be embraced and both can be let go of. I can say hello and I can say goodbye to those feelings. But it also helps me find space from them, as I said. Um, so that after having taken a moment, felt all the feelings, I can return with focus to the people in front of me, the tasks in front of me, so that I don't have to be bogged down. And for me, when I get overwhelmed either way, the happy or the sad, because both can do it, and I can't focus, this helps me regain focus and find the center. And I hope in the moments ahead of you, this will help you as well. Until next time, take care. Know that I'm thinking about you, and we in the Spiritual Care Department are here for each of you to offer what support we can. You take care now.